All right. I'm sure that we were all very level-headed and reasonable for about 3/4 of that football game. Like I was. I can assure you I wasn't drinking the scotch. I wasn't cursing at the TV, pacing back and forth in anger every time Mike McDaniel called a screen pass, every time the offensive line had a holding penalty on a good run, every time the Jaguars would rush 3 or 4 guys and they'd burst right through, right after the Jags would go effortlessly down the field. Yeah, I was totally cool and collected, never in doubt. But in any event, the Miami Dolphins do get the win 20-17 on a last-second field goal from Jason Sanders. But before I go bitching about all the terrible things that we seen today, I just have to recap that just insane ending to that football game. So the Jaguars are up 17-7. All right, they just got a face mask penalty. They're about to score. Hand off to Etienne. He's headed right for the end zone. Literally book it. It's about to be 24-7. Game's over. Javon Holland peanut punches that bitch out, and the ball goes rolling into the end zone. Kohu with the recovery. Touchback. Dolphins have the football. The Dolphins, who haven't moved the ball really barely at all for the entire game, one play. Tua to Tyreek Hill. Somehow Tyreek stays in bounds. He gets an 80-yard touchdown. He does the getting locked up celebration. Oh, I mean, that was awesome. So now it's 17-14. Immediately, Jaguars go for it on 4th and 1 from their own 30. We stop them. All right, it looks like the momentum has changed. Dolphins are going to win this game. We don't get any yards. Go for the field goal. Jason Sanders fucking shanks it. It goes way out, not even close. And at this point, it's like, oh my God, we blew it. Jags get the ball back. They get a first down or so and then end up punting it back to Miami, who gets it at around their own 10 or so. And Tua drives us down, and the Miami Dolphins were about to get a touchdown, but a holding penalty on Tyreek Hill, which, I don't think he grabbed the jersey. You could argue he tackled him, but he didn't grab him. But anyway, it's holding. Dolphins end up kicking the field goal. Thank goodness Jason Sanders makes it. Jags get the ball back. And Jacksonville's got the ball, chance to go down and win the game. Jalen Phillips, coming back from that torn Achilles, gets the sack that basically won us this football game. What a sack by Jalen Phillips. I mean, just to see how hyped up he was. I was hyped for him. Jags punt us the ball back. And for the first time all game, we just start running the fucking ball right at their dome piece. And it works. All right. Now, I do think that maybe we should have tried to get closer. Hopefully in a future situation, we're not content to kick a 52-yard field goal. I do not trust Jason Sanders in that situation. I guess Mike McDaniel did. And the Dolphins ultimately get the clock down to nothing, kick the field goal, Dolphins win. So they don't ask how, they just ask how many. And the Miami Dolphins are 1-0 on that absolutely insane game. With that being said, let's talk about the negatives real quick before we get back to drinking the scotch and having a good time celebrating the fact that football is back. The offensive line was awful until the end of that game. I mean, my goodness. There was that one play where the Jaguars rushed 3 guys and Tua still got sacked. That was just abysmal. The holding penalties, there were a bunch of them. Abysmal. And one big part of this offense that I think people are missing, that I would love to have someone ask Mike McDaniel this question. How come after every play, we get the play call in with like 10 seconds left on the play clock? So either Tua has to get a timeout or we got to rush to the line and run the play immediately, which gives Tua no time to evaluate and decide if, maybe I should go somewhere else with the ball, maybe an audible. There's no time for that. You got to get to the line, hurry up, run the play. Is that a way of saying Tua isn't able to do that? Or is that just because McDaniel is fucking stoned out of his mind and is sifting through the play calls, can't figure out what to do? I mean, I don't know. I would really like to know the answer to that question, but man, those plays got to get in faster. You can't be running through all 3 timeouts in the first and third quarters. But other than that, the offense did move the ball. Tua had 338 through the air. I thought he was decent today. I think he didn't have much time to throw the ball. Lots of fucking screen passes, man. Lots of screen passes. I really didn't like that. I know the Jags D-line sort of outmatched our O-line, but really the run game was non-existent for 3 quarters of that game. It got to the point we're not even calling run plays anymore. So at what point is it even worth it to do a play action when you've abandoned the run? You've completely abandoned it and decided you're just going to throw screens on first down or try to go short, whatever it's got to be. So that's not good. On the defensive side of the ball, I thought our D-line was okay, but they did get handled a little bit in the run game. The blitzes, like I said in my preview, when the blitz doesn't get there, it's ugly. I thought Jalen Ramsey played pretty good. I know he had that pass interference, but other than that, he played all right. Trevor Lawrence, he had his moments, but he didn't carve us up by any stretch of the imagination. And Etienne had a pretty good game, but also he didn't kill us. No points given up in the second half. So at one point, you're down 14-0, then 17-7, and you don't give up another point for the whole game. You could win a lot of games that way, but definitely aren't going to win a lot of games playing the way the Dolphins did today. I'm sure they know that. Especially considering that Mike McDaniel is self-proclaimed Mr. Load Management. All right, he does not want his guys practicing in training camp. Certainly looked that way for a lot of this game. They looked rusty. And it got bad there for a little bit, but awesome to have Miami Dolphins football back. In, one way or the other, this is a fucking entertaining team, man. Are you not entertained? I mean, Tyreek Hill's getting fucking arrested or detained outside of the stadium before the game. Calais Campbell's coming to rock with his dog. He's in handcuffs. They're saying it wasn't justified. I mean, I was out skating, getting a little hockey practice in, and I was talking to my friends over the microphone, and my guy goes, "Yeah, Tyreek Hill just got arrested outside the stadium." And I'm thinking, no, he didn't. What am I, a fucking idiot? And sure enough, I sit down, open up Twitter, Tyreek Hill's getting fucking arrested outside the stadium. They're saying it wasn't justified. I have nothing more to add to that because I would like to see the body cam video from the police perspective, and then I can properly evaluate if it was justified or not. I don't know what Tyreek Hill was doing. I don't know how he reacted when he got pulled over, but they let him go, and he played very well today, over 100. That 80-yard touchdown was a thing of beauty, man. Thing of beauty. I mean, how did he stay in bounds? He got his foot slapped and somehow stayed in bounds, 80 yards, the fucking cheetah, the celebration with the fans there. He's got his hands behind his back, getting arrested by Waddle. I mean, this fucking team is entertaining, man, to say the least. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about this football game. I'm sure there's more that will come to my mind when I sober up. But I'm going to enjoy the rest of this football Sunday, as you should too. But real quick before I go, I would just like to let Jive Edits let you know that the Miami Dolphins have pooped in your butt, in fact. As he has proclaimed the Jags were going to poop in my butt. Unfortunately, that has been reversed onto you, and the Miami Dolphins are not only pooping in your butt, but also on your nuts. Nah, I should probably edit that out. All right. Well, anyway, if subscribe. All right. Dolphins win.